Hello everyone. Today we are here at Mahidol University, one of the 6 members of AIEI. In the previous episode, we talked about AIEI background, unveiling the power of collaboration, and the real use case of smart cities. In this episode, we'll talk about the AI in healthcare. We are honored to meet with อาจารย์ Dr. พัฒนศักดิ์ มงคลวัฒน์ or อาจารย์แพทย์ the Dean of Faculty of Information Communication Technology or ICT at Mahidol University สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
Welcome to OPEN-TEC program under OPEN-TEC Technology Sharing Platform powered by TCC Technology Group ค่ะ Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Please, let's get started.
Okay. Shall we start with the background? What the benefit and opportunity for Mahidol University as the AIEI member?
Yes. By joining AIEI, you have the strength of 6 universities, and actually they all are leading university in Thailand. We have combined resources so that we can share all these resources. What are those resources? For example, like curriculum. That's a very important thing because we are educational institutions.
Yes.
So each institution has its own strength. In AI industry, for example, at Mahidol University, we are very well known for medicine. So we have 2 major medical schools, Siriraj Hospital as well as Ramathipadi. Actually, we also have the 3rd one, which is the topical med. By looking at these, knowledge that we have at Mahidol universities, I think we are one of the best, especially with topical medicines, with TropMed. If you're looking at the equator for all the country from around the world, I think Thailand probably the number 1. So with all this knowledge, we can share with other university that have another strength. For example, CMKL, they may be more in engineering area, for example. So by joining, we can share this knowledge. Then all the AI computing resources, I believe that with all the machine that we have today, it's still not enough. You know that Tesla, when they train their AI system to drive the car automatically, they have currently, as far as I know, 100,000 GPU H100 from NVIDIA. With all our university combined, we still far less than what they have. All these curriculum, and then I think our faculty can exchange, knowledge. Between one another, beside curriculum, our student, as we plan, will be able to attend classes, attend courses, and especially any subspecialty that one university may not have, but the other have. So I think that would be very, very beneficial for all of us, to make all of us grow stronger and have enough power to compete. In the world stage.
Oh, that's great opportunity that you can combine the strength with other universities, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what's the most significant trend in AI technology that currently impact the healthcare industry?
Yes. From at the end of 2023, right? We heard of ChatGPT. The large language model. Basically, it's developed from generative AI. I think this generative AI will have a very strong, powerful impact, with the large language model because all the informations can be processed. Maybe not all, but the information that we store in medical records mostly is going to be textual informations. Okay, with that, the large language model can learn about people health. With that, that one part, okay, it can understand how people behave or react to a certain treatment, okay, certain medications. That part I think is going to be quite beneficial to the healthcare industry. The other thing is the drug discovery. You know, recently we just have a Nobel Prize winner related to a computer. For the first time, you know, Nobel Prize in Physics was awarded to basically a computer scientist like us, you know, like all of the SIG university, right? So that one is a fundamental neuron information that used to model the current AI generations, you know, with deep learning, you know, those kind of informations helps the industry, you know, to advance it's quite a lot, along with, of course, you know, the computing power these days, you know, because all these neuron or deep learning network need a lot of computing power with the hardware and the new algorithms, you know, such as a large language model or maybe more than that, or before that, I mean, it's a CNN, you know, convolutional neural network that, you know, can process information from images, stuff like that, you know. But with all this, I think it helps in the sense that in the past, when you want to generate new drugs, you have to work in the wet lab, in the laboratories, you know, you put the chemical compounds and then go through all the process, you know. With the advancing in neural net and AI algorithms, now you can do so-called in silico, meaning you can do a computation to find a chemical compound. I think the chemical compound in the world, or as far as we know, is like 10 power to the 60. That number is larger than the known atom in the universe.
Oh.
So in order for you to find out what the chemical compound that's suitable can bind with a protein, because we human being, you know, created by protein, right? The protein came from amino acids, you know, that combine and then start folding, you know, and then with a chemical compound that's going to react on those protein, you know, it's going to have a lot of combinatorial factors, which so big. So what happened here, we can do the simulation on the computer. That's why we call it the in silico. You know, if we find out about the candidate, compound candidate, you know, that will certainly react with a certain protein that will not create any harmful effect to the patients, then we can test it in the computer first. With the current Nobel Prize winner in the chemistry, David Baker, John Jumper, and Demis Hassabis, they create the AlphaFold, which is how the folding of amino acid create protein. And these protein, okay, they can create all kinds of combinations using computer instead of, you know, putting it in a wet lab. Before you find out which compound, maybe a few compounds and the proteins, it will take a PhD.
Yes.
To do this, you know. So a PhD, one PhD is about what, 3 to 5 years. So can you imagine?
Not enough.
It's not fast enough.
Yes.
So that's why, you know, with the AlphaFold technology, you know, from the first Alpha 4, Alpha 2, and currently is Alpha 3, you know, we can do all this in silico computing, you know, try to do this kind of experimentation before find the current candidate or maybe potential candidate that can be used, you know, for drug discovery. That's is gonna be having an effect with our body, you know. So that I think is quite tremendous. And all these people, you know, they all have a computer background and use, you know, the artificial intelligence, you know, the deep neural network to create this technology.
So you mean that because of the computing power, the data, generative AI also help enhance the healthcare industry, right?
Yes, that's right. Besides that, healthcare industry is not just only doctor see patient, not just a drug discovery.
Yes.
But also there are processes that once a person got sick, they got to go through all these processes. For example, they have to make an appointment. As soon as they make an appointment, in some cases, you know, preparation before seeing a doctor, right? So all kind of these steps needs a lot of people nowadays, especially in Thailand. But in the future, you know, all the workflow that we are using many people and with a different type of skills, we may be able to just use AI. For example, in order to make an appointment to see a doctor, if a patient can just speak or chat, with an AI and say, okay, this is how I feel, okay, this is my symptom. And as soon as, start making a conversation with the AI, like something like ChatGPT, right? Then, the AI know, okay, what kind of doctor this patient is supposed to be seeing, okay? Then we kind of, solve fundamental problem in Thailand, especially with the nursing shortage.
Yes.
Because if you don't have a personnel that can understand what's the original problems, or at least what the patient tell them. If they couldn't understand, it's gonna be quite hard until the patient go into the hospital or go to the clinics before the patient can get a proper
doctor, right?
Or maybe see the nurse first, right? Typically in Thailand, you go see a nurse first, and then the nurse kind of judge. What kind of doctor you should go see. But if you have AI system, to help that, just a one process, you eliminate, not taking any job away from nurses, but helping them, because right now, as I said, we have a nursing shortage. Right.
Overload, right?
So just only that, right? Then beyond that, while the doctor making a conversation with patients. That right now there are many AI systems that can listen to English conversations, like a meeting. Then it can make a conclusions, make a meeting summary. Okay, while the doctor talking to the patient, after finish talking, they have to either type or write down, something like that. So that kind of a technology that the AI can help, summarize. After that, typically you're gonna have to have all these medical record and give it to a coder. A coder is a person that will read, the medical notes and then put medical terminology, medical coding, so that this code can be used by the healthcare insurance company to get a reimbursement, because they're not gonna read just a doctor notes, right? It's just too So it's basically like some conclusion for that. The computer, can compute and then, properly pay for that treatment.
So they extract like the keyword, right?
Medical coder is basically understand the context of the doctor-patient consultations, and after that, they provide the code so that it can be processed by computer programs, traditional computer programs, so that the doctor get paid, the hospital get paid, for their services. But now, with the large language model, you can use that technology to automatically give a medical coding to it. So then after that, you may get a medication, right? So those medication can be automatically ordered. And now we have pharmacy, especially in Thai environments in the hospital, and that's why it makes part of it, make the hospital quite crowded.
Yes.
Right? So if the doctor and the patient see and the AI process and then send the order to pharmacy, and pharmacy can mail in the medications or dispense the medication right away by, again, using robot. And the robot itself also controlled by artificial intelligence as well, can dispense proper medications, with the proper monitoring systems, because they can do even drug adverse reactions, between the thing that one doctor give, because sometimes patient not seeing only one doctors, right? They see many doctors, and then each doctor give the medication, different medication or the same medication. Sometimes they may get overdose. So, when you send all these order to the system can detect it
Oh,
and
that's
then
great.
discipline medication properly. You know, and after that, you know, once the patient's at home, the AI system can also monitor the patient well-being. So within the next 5 to 10 years, I think what they can do is a digital twins. So what does that mean is by that time, you know, in the next 5 to 10 years, when the computing power is good enough, we can mimic our body
Yes.
and put it into the computer. So before I take any medication or whatever my day-to-day activity that I can get it from wearable devices, right?
Yes.
Or smart IoT things that monitoring my behavior. Then all this information got translated into a computer. That is my digital twins. So the AI can monitor my health all the time as well.
Wow.
And warning me or telling me not what to do or what I can do, for example. Yeah. So hopefully it's a complete cycle, and then that information feedback to our healthcare provider, which is the doctor. The information will come from so many patients. The doctor probably would not be able to monitor all of them. Again, we have an AI agent, you know, to monitor that for the doctor, and then just, you know, notify the doctors about all the necessary cases, right, that need his or her attention. So it's kind of looping like this.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's very challenging. It's very, very exciting to be in the field of AI and healthcare. Yeah. Yes.
That would be nice if it's possible that way. It seems like we can use all those things that you mentioned as
Yeah.
an assistant, right?
Yes.
To the nurse, doctor, and also the patient.
Yes. It's kind of a second opinions as well. You know, we human being. A doctor is also a human being. They may be expert in certain things, but sometimes, you know, we human forget. If we have a busy day,
Yes.
right, or not so good days, you know, our attention, our capacity may go a little down a little bit. But if we have AI system, that is our buddy
Yes. Can
to
assist.
help us, you know. So now a human with the augmented intelligence, AI, augmented our behavior, our thought. This kind of a, you know, a good buddy to, you know, give us a nudge if we do something not quite appropriate or forget things. You know, it can remind us, you know, to do proper things. Yeah.
And how do you perceive the AI adoption? Any challenge or opportunity?
Worldwide right now, there are two big challenges. The first one is the inference, AI inference. Okay, basically after they train an AI system,
Yes.
people want to use it. That's what we call, you know, AI inference. The system, this kind of system is not enough. You know, I use ChatGPT quite often this day.
Yes.
Sometimes it say, okay, I have to wait. So that is the first challenge, but that is not on our side. That is on the provider side.
Yes.
You know, they create very intelligent model, but you know, we end user, you know, OpenAI is, I think, the fastest growing applications of all time.
Yes.
300 million people within a few months. Okay, all of a sudden those infrastructure is not good enough. But I think they work on it. The second is the power, because all these computing unit, you know, used for AI require a lot of power. So many large corporations now, you know, they start buying nuclear power plants, you know, Microsoft, Amazon, because so that they can put the AI center next to it, or at least has a electricity, you know, feed their systems. Okay, but that is on the provider side.
Yes.
You know, for the end user side, you know, one thing that we still have a hallucination from AI. hallucination, everything everybody knows that sometimes it makes things up, and part of it is on the developer side that is going to have to ensure that the information that it provides to us is correct, and if it's all possible, we can find the reference. That's still not enough. You know that I'm one of the scientists. Sometimes people, when they create paper, and especially related to healthcare, you know that AI system with the large language model can process those information, especially new journals, right? With new treatments and things like that. But sometimes with even that is a breathing edge technology. It's not been proven. But many times medical professionals, they read those articles. Patients also read those articles. My observation here is how can we ensure that those knowledge does really work? Because you know that many papers got retracted because sometimes few scientists do bad things just to get published. They have a lot of pressures. Sometimes the data is not correct. So the large challenges is how can we trust the AI systems that provide us with answers? How can we prove that those answers has been proven somehow by a group of people, by experts, or by group of institutions that rigorously run through all those recommendations, those findings, and make sure that it does not have any harmful effects, to patients. I think that's quite important. For us as a computer scientists, we have so-called explainable AI. This is a very hot topic in AI research area as well, to ensure that all the AI algorithms, the AI system that we use, we know what would be the reasons for them, for those algorithms to recommend us with a certain kind of answer. With medical images, especially in patients, the patient that already in bed, has a lot of tubes, when you have a chest X-ray, many times it doesn't really go to the root cause, but because it see all those tubes, and so it infer, because the way that the AI system learn, in a very simple term, is you need a lot of data. You put it in, and then it spit out an answer, and then you tell the system it's correct or not, right? And then it feedback, say, okay, if it's not correct, then it go with the neural net. The problem here with billion and trillion parameters within the network, it's quite complex in there. When it when it propagate back and then say to the network that no, the information is not correct, then it find a path that say, okay, now it's correct. And sometimes with those correct information, it does not really tell where the root cause is. So that is one of the problem. It's very challenging, for the explainable AI researchers to do all this. But I think that they progress in a good directions, but we still cannot really answer everything, We can approximately know why, how it's coming with this kind of answer. But, for us, especially with health, you don't want approximate.
No.
Right? you want exact, right? So I think with time it will get better. With the explainable AI, to help us ensure that all the result that AI giving to us have a good reason behind it. That we can understand as a human being. Because of the representation when we compute the knowledge. Within the AI, we kind of know, that somehow the knowledge is in the network, right? But, just like a human being, the brain, we have a frontal lobe, occipital lobe, those kind of things. But anyhow, I'm digress so much.
It's all right. Now, what the real use case that you have involved for the AI in healthcare?
So recently, within the past few years, we do this so-called federated learning for imaging. That with the latest AI technology, the AI can understand image quite well, especially with the development of the convolutional neural network, the transformer. It gives a power to the AI researcher that do the AI modeling. With this, you still need a lot of good data to be used for the AI training. But within the medical environment, it is very hard for the institutions to share data because the privacy concern, because of everyone think that the data is quite important. Everybody knows that the data is like a gold, right? It's a new oil, it's a new commodity that has a values. So sharing this data among institutions is quite difficult. Why do we want to share data among different institutions? Because we as a human being, our ancestor a long time ago, we may come from, same source, right? But eventually our genetic diversify. The different ethnicity has somehow an impact on what we can see on an image. For example, the Asian people may be smaller than the Europeans. For the woman, especially on the mammography, the Asian breasts tend to be much more dense. So if the AI was trained by just the information from the West, what happened? It's just gonna be, the characteristic for those group of people. So it may not be applied to the Asian country and things like that. So the federated learning concept is basically we share the output of the training, but we don't share data, and the privacy is still there. So result from each location, can be combined and make the central AI model stronger, smarter. Okay, so that's what we've been doing. We've been doing with Ramathibodi Hospital, Khon-Kaen, hospital. That is our first test, and the results right now we can do it as good as we take all the data set and then train at one location. Now we have 3 institutions. The result of the training is very quite similar now. So I think that with time, with this kind of system, as you have a new cases from each institution, they can train local AI. Then from the local AI, they can send it so that the centralized model know new cases, new different diseases and things like that. Then after that, with this model, we give it back to everyone, so that each local hospital will have knowledge of other places. So I think that quite of very excited technology that we've been doing. Yeah.
Oh, that reflects the great collaboration among the institute. So instead of sharing the data, you can share the output.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So there's no data transfer. They still own their own data. There's no patient information that need to be transferred. So the patient privacy is there.
Oh, that's smart way of doing that.
Yes.
Right.
So.
Okay. Now, what the lesson learned as the early adopter of AI in healthcare?
I think it has a great potential to be using the AI technology. In Thailand, the population is getting smaller. The younger generation, the birth rate is quite low. It's by 1.6, 1.7. And the older people become more and more and live longer. So they will need healthcare. And with the shortage of nurses, or maybe in some cases some specialists, doctor that specialize in certain diseases. So AI gonna play quite an important role for the administrative work. I told you, right, that instead of having a nurse dedicated for listening to patients, before the nurses say, okay, you should go see this doctor, that doctor, we can use AI to make a conversational AI system that can make an appointment for you. Then remind you what to do when you go prepare yourself before going to see a doctor. Otherwise, all these things, okay, don't forget your blood test. The AI systems give you a warning. Okay, get the blood test first before you go to see a doctor. Then the patient know, because nowadays we have a smartphone. I believe almost everyone who does not this day, right? With these devices, we can communicate and then help elevate all the unnecessary tasks, from the healthcare professional, so that they can do whatever that need to be done. For example, after AI give a recommendation, we may have a short message to a nurse to say, okay, are you agree with AI or not? Until and we can be really sure that it's like 99.999%, that every recommendation that come out from the system is good. I don't know. I wish that we can reach 100%, but we as a human being, we still cannot reach 100%. I think the system probably will do much better job, and then we can do something that more stimulating and more interesting to us, and with the routine tasks, people make mistake. But the machine, I doubt it that it's ever going to make a mistake if it know exactly what to do. Right? So those kind of things, I think is going to help quite a lot.
Okay. And if in the future, what the emerging trends, technology about AI that you think it will have impact in this area?
I think in the next 5 to 10 years, when we have enough computing power, digital twin of ourselves to monitoring the healthcare individually 24 hours a day. That's gonna be a wonderful thing. So everybody will be healthy, everybody will live until 120 years old. By the way, you're gonna have to work until you're 110, right? If you live longer until 120, then you need to.
That's too long.
Yeah, but live longer with the functional body, functional mind.
That would be great.
Yeah, we probably cannot live forever, but who knows? That's one thing, and the other thing is a precision medicine. With the drug discovery, we have large enough computing power, so the medications will be individualized to the level of a person. Because when you take, let's say, aspirin, the doctor will looking roughly how much you weight, right? And then you can get only this much dose, for example, right? When people get cancer, if unfortunate group of people, get cancer is heterogeneous in, let's say, when you get a mass, it's not one type of bad cell. It's many types.
Yes.
You will need many kind of medicines. But if we can use the imaging techniques to find out exactly, as well as, some other biopsy information, then you know what kind of cancer cell that a patient has. You can have or design even the drugs that will particularly handle those kind of cells with minimum toxic or not ever, right? So that the level of precision medicine that I believe that AI can generate in the future, I hope soon in our lifetime.
Someday.
Right. Yeah, because it will go leaps and bounds. What we have been seeing in the past few years, it's just a very beginning. It's gonna advance so fast. I think it's just like the first time when human being discover fire. I believe at that level.
Oh, so now
AI.
we are at that level.
Yeah, when you discover fire, now you can keep yourself warm. You can cook, certain meat
from the stone.
Yeah. I don't know whatever how did the ancient people found out about that, or even like printing press, right? Because knowledge before used to be just only one person tell another person. You may forget. Then you start writing, but the writing is slow, right? A printing press, now the knowledge expand, it's quite fast. So AI is the same thing, a lot of people now, a lot of researchers generate new models, AI models all the time that capable of doing many things, In the next few years, I believe that Yeah, now they call the term agentic AI. Agentic AI is a specialized kind of AI that know exactly what to do in a certain situation. You will have a lot of these agentic or AI agent, a lot of agents that really smart in a certain thing. So you will have a bunch of these, working for you. Yeah. So it's very exciting time to be in this area, I believe, and especially AI and medicine, because we can help people live well.
Yes.
We cannot predict how long we are going to live, but the thing here, as long as we are living, we want to live, with a good quality, healthy life. Yeah.
How do you think AI will interact with the human healthcare professional in the future?
Oh, it's going to be an augmented intelligence to all the healthcare workers. You know that Facebook or Meta now join forces with Ray-Ban. Ray-Ban is a glass company, right? I think in the next step, it's just going to be a person start talking to himself or herself, and then you will get the information from your glasses.
Oh.
Or the glasses has a camera.
Yes.
Okay, it can help medical professional recognize what is going on with patients, right? The doctor do a physical examination. The doctor look at the human body, right? And then do main physical exam. AI may not be able to do that yet, but the doctor is the one to do it. But I told you that AI is very good at image now.
Yes.
It can recognize many features and extract many characteristics, and then sometimes we as a human being may overlook at certain things.
Yes.
But I doubt that the AI would if we really tell them what to look for, right? And then it can remind the doctor right away.
Oh, that's
so when you go see a doctor maybe 30, 40 years ago, at least my generation, the doctor has a physician reference desk, right? Basically a book.
Yes.
And then they can open it. But most doctors don't want to do that in front of patients, because the patient may get worried, right? The doctor will step out of the room and then, search the internet or look at it. But, typically they have that and then they have to search, right? I trust those kind of doctors more than the doctor that I know everything.
Oh, I
from his
remember,
head.
but actually not.
Right? So, this kind of information, all the healthcare physicians, healthcare providers can access right away. The old medical record, longitudinal information, patients, what is the problem list. Because right now when you see a doctor, the doctor has a computer with a monitor. And then he looking, and then he typing, and then he talking to you. Not really looking at you or making a conversation, because sometimes you can get a lot of information by be more personalized with the patients. In my opinions,
Yes.
many doctors lack this kind of skill, and they're just looking at it, and then they're just, especially a Thai doctor. I really appreciate them, because they see many patients each day, so sometimes they cannot pay full attention. We are human beings. You cannot work 5, 7, 8 hours.
Too much.
It's too much for them. So I think it's going to help quite a lot. Yeah. So that's only the information that they can get it themselves. But the automation behind the whole process that I explained it earlier, from the appointment until monitoring the patients at home and feedback to the doctor whenever that he wants to keep monitoring his patients, right? For the patient that do not have any problem, it's not a problem. So not need to be brought up to him, but any patient who does not do a certain thing, okay, then, they say, okay, the doctor can send a text message, or even AI generate a text message before, give them a summary, okay, the behavior of the patient is like this, I think you should recommend this. Would you agree? If I say yes, then it send a message directly to the patient. So it reduce number of activity of the tasks, that the physician should be doing.
Yes.
Right. So it's quite exciting. Yeah.
That will be very convenient.
Yes.
Okay. And This is the last one.
Okay.
Any message that you would like to leave to our audience?
Okay. Especially with the AIEI, I think by combining forces with 6 universities or the professors and then all the computing resources or the projects that we have, I think it's going to benefit first to our professors, then our students.
Yes.
Okay, that can join a project across institutions. I think this is very important because the interaction, the exchange of idea, knowledge, problems, okay, any difficulties, will help each other learn this, and with the AI is a technology, AI is a tools, but in order for us to use all these tools and use it in the right way,
yes.
because as you know that there are bad people that can do bad things, and if they use AI in an improper way, okay, for example, start feeding wrong information about medicine, about medical knowledge to the AI systems, how we protect or prevent those kind of things from happening. I think that's very important thing, But with the collaboration and exchanges, I think that we can help advance this field tremendously. Yeah, and by doing that, it's all these good things will come back to the humanity. Yeah.
Wow. We really learn a lot from อาจารย์แพทย์
Yes.
ดร.พัฒนศักดิ์มงคลวัฒน์นะคะ We really appreciate that you allow us to talk to you.
Yes.
It has been wonderful talk.
I'm happy, that we have this conversation. We should have it more often, so that the world knows what AIEI is doing, and what each group of professor, and then how we can further collaborate, not just only in Thailand, but I hope, at the international level as well. Because the more we collaborate, I think the better we become.
Yes, we will help each other to make a better world, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and for the audience interested in learning more about the AIEI,
Yes.
you can visit www.cmkl.ac.th/AIEI. This has been AIEI สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ